The elevator game. Arjun had always been skeptical of urban legends, ghost stories, cursed games, paranormal rules. None of it ever seemed real to him. But that night, as he sat alone in his empty office building, boredom got the better of him. He remembered reading about the elevator game, a ritual said to transport you to another dimension if you followed the right sequence of button presses in a high-rise elevator. The rules were simple. The building must have at least 10 floors. You must be alone. You must enter the elevator at midnight. You must press the floors in a precise order, 4, 2, 6, 2, 10. If done correctly, a woman would enter on the final floor. You must never speak to her. It was just a stupid game. But as the clock struck 12 a.m., Arjun decided to try. He stepped into the elevator, pressed the buttons in order, and waited. As the elevator moved, something felt wrong. The air grew heavy. A faint static noise filled the space. When it reached the 10th floor, the doors opened. A woman stood outside. She was tall, unnaturally pale, her long black hair covering half her face. She smiled, but her lips never moved. Arjun's pulse skyrocketed. The legend was real. The woman stepped inside. The door slid shut. She didn't press a button. The silence was unbearable. His mind screamed at him, "Don't look at her. Don't speak to her." But then she laughed, soft at first, then growing distorted and inhuman. Arjun squeezed his eyes shut, willing the elevator to reach the first floor. But instead, the lights flickered. When he dared to peek, the floor numbers had vanished. The buttons were blank. The elevator stopped. The doors slid open. Arjun's breath caught in his throat. The world outside was wrong. A dimly lit, endless hallway stretched before him, lined with doorways leading into darkness. The air smelled of rot and decay. The woman turned toward him, her head tilted, her smile widening unnaturally. "You shouldn't have come," she whispered. The doors began closing. Panic surged through Arjun. He slammed the buttons. Any button? He had to get back. The woman lunged, her face twisting, her eyes black voids, her mouth stretching wide in a scream. The elevator plummeted. Faster, faster. Darkness swallowed him. Then, ding! The elevator stopped. The doors opened. Arjun gasped, stumbling forward. His office. He was back. Had it all been a hallucination? A nightmare? His phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "You left the door open. Now we can visit you anytime." As he stared at the screen, something caught his eye. His office window's reflection. Behind him in the dim glow of the elevator. The woman was still there, smiling.